Hello, this little video is going to show you how to divide fractions. Now before you start, make sure you've got a pen and paper handy, because it's much better if you actively engage with the video and do them as I go along, plus there'll be some for you to do towards the end for you to try. The other thing I need to know is I've put some links in the description below, because it's very important. In order to divide fractions, you have to know how to multiply fractions. There's a link to multiplying fractions. You have to know how to cancel fractions. There's a link to that. And you have to know how to change between mixed numbers and improper fractions. And there's also two links for whichever way round you need to know. As long as you can do those things, then you can divide fractions quite simply. And if you've subscribed to my channel, you'll know that fractions are times tables in disguise. So let's start off with, we're going to kick off with dividing fractions, the one that's here already. Kick off with, as in kick. K stands for keep. I stands for invert, which means turn upside down, and C stands for change. If you're feeling a bit hungry, you might prefer a KFC to help you divide your fraction. K stands for keep, F stands for flip, and C stands for change. What am I talking about? Well, the K is keep it. The I, the invert, is turn it upside down. Instead of 7/8, we're going to have 8/7. The flip, flip it upside down. And change, this change is regarding the sign. We're changing it to its inverse of multiply. Now 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 7 is 35. I told you it was just times tables in disguise. So 7/8, the number of 7/8 that go into 4/5, or 4/5 divided by 7/8, is 32/35. I can't cancel it down. It's as low as it goes. Let's have a look at another one. So whether you prefer to kick it or KFC, doesn't matter. But let's have a look. We're going to have 4/5 divided by 1/3. How many thirds go into 4/5? So we keep it, flip it, invert it, change it. And now I just do my times tables. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. Oh, I can't leave it like that. Must cancel it down. 5s into 12, 5, 10 goes 2 whole ones. 5 2s are 10, so there are 2/5 left over. If you got there before I did, well done. Let's have a look at another one. Let me think. Oh, here's an interesting one. 4/5 divided by, let me just, 2/15. Kick it, KFC. 4/5 keeps the same, flip it, 15/2, change the sign to a multiply. Now this is where good times tables and knowing how to cancel down fractions is very useful. You can never cancel at that stage, but once I've got a times sign, anything I can cancel I'm going to, because it will make the times tables easier. Well, I can cancel the 4 and the 2. 2s into 4 goes 2. 2s into 2 goes once. And 5 and 15 can be cancelled. 5s into 5 goes once. 5s into 15 go 3. So I've just got 2/1 times 3/1. 2 3s are 6. It's 6 whole ones. How nice is that? So sometimes your fractional question can have a whole number answer. Doesn't mean you're wrong. You must get more confidence in yourself. You can't really argue with the method. Let's have a look at another one. 4/9 divided by 3/10. Keep it, flip it, change it. 4 times 10 is 40. 9 3s are 27. Can't cancel down. There's no common factors between 40 and 27, but I can change it back to a mixed number. Now 2 of those is 54, so that's too big, so there's only one whole one. And then 40 take away 27 is 13 over 27. Hopefully you give yourself a big tick for that one. A couple more. Remember, Kick It or KFC. 2 1/3 divided by 4/5. Oh dear, looks a bit nastier. However, golden rule, if you see a mixed number, just change it to an improper fraction and then KFC or Kick It. So 2 3s are 6, 6 plus 1 is 7/3 divided by 4/5. Now I kick it. 7/3, invert, 5 over 4, change the sign, and that becomes 7 5s are 35, 3 4s are 12, and now I have to change it to a mixed number. Well, 12s into 35 doesn't go 3 because that would be 36, would be too many, so it's only 2. And then 35 take away 2 lots of 12 is 24, so 35 take away 24 is 11/12 left over. So when it's nasty with a mixed number, just change it to an improper fraction and kick it or keep it, flip it, change it. Let's do one more. Do an example where they are both mixed numbers. So we'll have 6 2/3 divided by 2 4/5. I know that looks a really nasty question, but do what you know you have to, change them into improper fractions. 6 3s are 18, 18 plus 2 is 20/3 divided by 2 5s are 10 plus 4 is 14/5. Keep it, 20 over 3, flip it, 5 over 14, change the sign. I think I'm going to cancel the 20 and the 14. I'm going to divide them both by 2. So that becomes 10 and that becomes 7. Again, if you don't really know what I'm doing here, watch the video on cancelling fractions. Now I do my times tables. 10 times 5 is 50, 3 7s are 21. And again, if you don't know what I'm about to do now, you need to watch the video on changing an improper fraction to a mixed number. The link is in the description. 2 21s are 42, so 2 whole ones and 8 over 21. There we are. Nice. Right, time for you to have a go at some. So I'm going to write 4, 2 ones where they're both just proper fractions, then a mixed number and a proper fraction, and then 2 mixed numbers for you to have a go at dividing yourself. So remember, when I've written them all out, press pause, take as long as you need, and then afterwards watch through to the end to make sure you got them correct. So first one, 2/3 divided by 1/10. Part B, 4/5 divided by 3/7. Part C, as promised, a mixed number, 4 2/3 divided by just a proper fraction. Let's have 3/5. And part D, as promised, 2 mixed numbers. So we'll have 3 1/4 divided by 1 4/5. Press pause, have a go, see how you get on. Okay, so you've had a go. Let's have a look at some answers. Let's have a look at the first one. Keep it, flip it, change it. 2 times 10 is 20, 3 times 1 is 3. 3's into 20, 7 3s are 21, so it goes in 6, and 6 3s are 18, but I want 19 20, so 6 2/3. Hopefully you've got that correct. Let's look at part B. Keep it, invert it, change it. So I have 4 7s are 28 over 15. Improper fraction, change it to a mixed number. 15 times 2 is 30. So it doesn't go in a whole one. It doesn't go in 2 whole ones. It only goes in 1 whole one. 28 take away 15 is 13 out of 15. Well, hopefully you've got those both correct. Let's have a look at parts C and D. I'm going to erase all this so there's a bit of room on the board, but don't worry, you can always rewind the video if you need to. Let's have a look at part C. I've got to change those into improper fractions first. 4 3s are 12, plus 2 is 14 thirds, divided by 3 fifths. Keep it, flip it, change it. Nothing I can cancel down, so I've got to do this horrible thing of 14 times 5. Well, partition, 10 5s are 40, 10 5s are 50, 4 5s are 20, so that's 70 over 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. I can't leave it like that. I can't cancel, they don't have a common factor, but I do change it to a mixed number. Now, 7 9s are 63, 8 9s are 72, so it doesn't go in 8 times, but it goes in 7 whole times. 7 9s are 63, and there are 7, 63 to 70 is 7, so there are 7 ninths left over. I really hope you're smiling at yourself, 7 and 7 ninths. If not, if you went wrong at a couple of places, just go back and have another go. Practice makes perfect. Mind you, I'm never perfect, I make lots of mistakes, but make sure as perfect as you can be in maths. Let's have a look at D. So we've got 3 1/4 divided by 1 4/5. Very nasty. Let's change them both to improper fractions. 3 4s are 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. That's that one, 13 over 4. 1 5 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so that's 9 over 5. So I'm doing 13 quarters divided by 9 fifths. Keep it, flip it, change it. Keep it, invert it, change it. So KFC or kick. 13 over 4, 5 over 9 multiplied. Let's have a look. 13 times 5, 10 times 5 is 50, 3 5s are 15, so that's 65 over 36. Well, you've got a tick if you got to there, that's great. And actually, you'd probably get a tick for changing them to improper fractions as well, so I'm going to give you one. There we go. But let's have a look at what's going on here. 65 divided by 36. Okay, well, 2 of those is 72, so it doesn't go in 2 whole times, it only goes in 1 whole time, once. But what's left over? It's going to be 29. 29 over 36. I really hope that helped, and bye-bye.